Hey, WWDC is over, so it's time for a quick recap of all the most exciting things coming soon. Since most of you are interested in iPhones, we'll start with their software, and then we'll discuss the announced new computers, and of course, the Vision Pro. So, I think we've all been there. Your mom or your partner told you to text them when you arrive, and you forgot because you were already drunk.
I am not drunk.
Or is it just me? Anyway, no worries. Check-in will automatically notify your partner, your friend, or your mom when you arrive at your destination. If you've got this friend who screenshots your messages and shares them with your friends, you might have preferred to record voice messages instead. Well, too bad, because iPhone will now transcribe your voice and reveal all your dirty little secrets. Something that got me surprisingly excited is the new app called Journal that you can use to reflect on your day. I've always wanted to do that, but it was always too much hassle and simply boring. Yeah, social media ruined my ability to slow down and concentrate, but now there will be an app that simplifies the process and makes some of it automatic. It will use machine learning to create personalized suggestions of moments you might want to remember and write about it, based on your photos, music, workouts, and more. That is actually pretty cool. When you're charging an iPhone, Standby will turn it into a clock, a live scoreboard, or a music player. It also adds another way to use Siri hands-free, acting like a smart speaker. Mind you, this will only work on iPhones with always-on display feature. Any other iPhone will need to be touched to show you the standby screen. There are also some changes to AirDrop. Now, there's a new way to share things with those nearby. Simply bring your phones close together to initiate the transfer over AirDrop. And if the file is big, but you're in a rush, it will continue sending the files over the internet. That's a good update. Some updates are also made to your keyboard and autocorrect. Autocorrected words will be underlined so you know what's been changed, and you can revert back to the original word with just a tap. And using machine learning again, your keyboard will try to predict the words or even sentences you are typing, and you can accept them by tapping on the spacebar. Well, I will try it, but it will need to be very good to keep me from using Gboard. And while we're talking about machine learning, if you've got a photo of a dish that you like, your iPhone will find a recipe for it.
Nice.
Now let's talk about some smart devices that aren't iPhones. iPads got some new wallpapers and improvements in monitoring health and editing PDF files. With live activities, you can now track your food orders, travel plans, or game scores on your lock screen. And of course, you can now set multiple timers, which got Craig really excited for some reason.
We truly live in an age of wonders.
Moving to macOS, another big update was made to the widgets. Apple kinda starts to like them very much. So now you can move some widgets from the notification center to your desktop. Interestingly, Apple is slowly making its way to gaming on Mac. Among other things, the company intends to provide MacBook owners with a gaming mode, which will make it a priority for the system to use the CPU and GPU for games, which are supposed to run as smoothly as possible as a result. In addition, Apple has promised to provide developers with a new game port toolkit to make it easier for them to port their games to macOS systems. And while we're on the subject of computers, we'll quickly discuss the new products coming to Apple soon. One of the most anticipated devices is the new 15-inch MacBook Air, the largest one ever. Although the name Air suggests lightness, the new model has a larger screen that is sure to please many users. However, it won't have major internal changes, as the new computer still runs on the powerful M2 processor. Apple declares up to 18 hours of battery life, which is an impressive achievement. The price of the new MacBook Air starts at $1,300, and the beefed-up model will cost about $2,500. Another new model is the new M2 Mac Studio, the successor to the popular Mac Studio with the M1 Ultra processor. According to Apple, it is ideal for professionals. Prices for the new M2 Max and M2 Ultra models remain at a similar level to the previous generation, starting at around $2,000 for the M2 Max and twice that for the M2 Ultra, which basically has twice as much processor. This is a significant investment that only professionals should consider. The last model unveiled at the conference is the long-awaited Mac Pro. It's a device we've waited for a few years now. But for the first time ever, it runs on an Apple processor. The same one you can find in the Mac Studio. This can make some users wonder if it's worth investing in the Mac Pro, when the Studio offers similar performance at a lower price. Of course, the Mac Pro has more expandability and larger chassis, but perhaps we'll see bigger changes to this model in the future. Now, as usual, there was
one more thing,
and it's the long-awaited Vision Pro. Honestly, I find it difficult to imagine who would want to pay $3,500 to be a lab rat for Apple. Because while Apple is the company that has the potential to popularize some products, there's a lot we don't know yet about how we'll use such devices. Admittedly, Apple has been preparing for several years now to bring this type of device to the market. Unifying and synchronizing different systems is one thing. The introduction of LiDAR technology into smartphones is another. In addition, they finally managed to get huge computing power in very small chips, like the M2, which is inside those goggles. All of this is incredibly impressive, but I still find it hard to imagine spending time with people while wearing goggles on my head. I'm sometimes taking off my sunglasses when I'm talking to someone I know, let alone spend time with them in the way shown in the videos during the presentation. I am curious if Tim Cook himself would prefer to spend time with his children wearing this device on his head. On the other hand, what really is the difference between recording memories through goggles compared to recording it while looking at a phone? Surely it will have to be a long time before we can judge what is normal and acceptable. And future generations will surely strive to reduce the form factor of these goggles to the scale and vision that Google displayed a few years ago when showing its Google Glasses. I think that is inevitable. I only hope that it will not lead to dangerous splits in society between those who accept such devices and those who cannot accept them, and also a division between those who can afford it and those who may be left excluded. I very much look forward to discussing this issue in the comments, and I would love to know your opinion before I prepare a separate video on the new Vision Pro. Meanwhile, thanks for watching till the end. I would be very grateful if you could like this video or dislike it if you didn't like it, and thank you. See you next time. Bye.